Oh, morning folks, Thursday the 17th of August 2017. Don't worry about the traffic passing, I'm going nowhere, I'm stuck on the M25, backed for the past 20 minutes. I got this leaflet to read out to you. I got it from a guy, Gordon, in Northern Ireland. I've tweaked it a little bit, but broadly speaking it's his analysis of the current situation. I've titled it The Death of Freedom. Here we go. While we enjoy the freedoms that our ancestors so valiantly fought for, we assume that we have guardians whose priority is to protect our Western nations against enemy subversion and treason. Unfortunately, these guardians, government, armed forces, police, education system, mainstream media, along with big business, have been infiltrated by postmodernist progressives. These far-left cultural Marxist progressives have for the last few decades been enforcing their Marxism by implementing political correctness, sacrificing the truth so as not to offend. Moral relativism, no value system can be judged as bad. Multiculturalism, all cultures are deemed equal and therefore assimilation is not required. Still no movement. These Marxist progressives have also been working in the UN and the EU to destroy the nation states of Europe. Their aim is a global world order. Their method is forced diversity using mass Islamic immigration to break down society. They are sacrificing our peace and way of life. They ignore the active hostility, financial burdens, grooming and rape gangs, no-go zones, colonization of our towns and cities, and the growing threat of terrorism, trying yet again to build a communist utopia. Islam also has a historical religious goal of its own, to build an Islamic utopia with no diversity where all must obey Sharia law. It achieves this by hijra, migration, the building of mosques, forbidding integration, and by promoting Muhammad's use of terror. As Islam grows stronger, it moves into the aggressive Medina phase. Some followers are persuaded by devout imams to take their religious duty to struggle for supremacy, jihad, seriously. This religious imperative to force others to submit makes Islam a subversive enemy. Forcing diversity brings this enemy into our midst. The Marxist slogan, "Diversity is our strength," becomes a big lie. Our guardians refuse to see this deadly weakness. The progressives have invested so much time and effort into multiculturalism, they can no longer take responsibility for the nightmare they have created by welcoming Islam in. So they live in denial. The Marxists serve over logic and reason and exercise blind faith, hoping it will work. The truth is no longer valued. So our guardians redouble their efforts to squeeze us together. The progressives exercise an immoral tolerance of intolerant Islam. They force us, the less violent, to change our customs so as not to offend the religion of peace. They crack down on those who point out Islam's incompatibility with Western values. They use hate speech laws to remove free speech, to inhibit criticism of Islam. The progressives shut down discussion by false name-calling, racist, bigot, Islamophobe. They make fools of themselves by denying Islam promotes terrorism. This appeasement of Islam only emboldens it. Why are we inviting an enemy that demands our submission? We have been conditioned by political correctness into self-censoring our thoughts and speech to avoid truths that offend Islam, inhibited by moral relativism from exercising judgments on the horrors Islam teaches. Fooled by multiculturalism to see Islam as an equal, not an enemy. This PC ideology paralyzes us from recognizing a deadly enemy because our minds have been programmed not to look. It must be stressed that just as we have been indoctrinated by cultural Marxist ideological subversion, Muslims are also indoctrinated from birth into the inherent violent supremacist misogyny of Islamic Sharia law. Sharia incites hatred of the unbeliever, the kafir, us. While we must support any Muslim who resists Islam's imperative to wage jihad, it is our duty to educate ourselves about the threat this Marxist Islamic alliance poses. Our guardians have turned on us. Our enemy, Islam, grows stronger every day. Civil war is coming to Europe. Recommended YouTube channels: Paul Weston, Douglas Murray, Gert Wilders, Eric Allen Ball, Brother Rashid, Ayan Ursi Ali, Dr. Bill Warner, David Wood, Zagan of Akkad, Yuri Bezmenov, Russian Spider. So he's good, he is. Pamela Geller, Gad Sad, Jordan Peterson, Mark Stein, Nonny Dawich, Rockin' Mr. E, Ingrid Kalquist, Ezra Levant, Stefan Molyneux. The death of freedom. Wake up, folks. Civilization is going to burn soon.